they see me?
I don't think so. Yoo-hoo!
I'm here!
Good morning! Good morning, everybody, and a very happy Tuesday to you guys.
Hello, Pee-wee, Carissa, Larissa, Teresa. That was fun to say.
Yeah.
Crystal, Julia, Tiffany, Jen Kohler in the house.
I'm Jen.
Bust a move, California girl.
Okay, wait. So I want to know how to pronounce this name. Is it Isela?
Isela.
And where are you from? Is that Spain?
Good morning, Nikki and Emerald.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday.
And if we didn't say your name, it's because we can't see that you're here, but there's plenty more than what we just named. Good morning, Stacy and Carissa.
Okay, so yesterday we kicked off Pride Month by really talking about the importance of needing more love.
Isela. Isela?
And where's she from? Did she say where she's from?
Oceanside.
I'm like, I think you're from like the other side of the planet, and you're like, I'm actually right by your neighborhood.
How do you pronounce that? Judy. Good morning, guys. I want you to guys to tell us where you's from.
You sound like you came straight out of Tennessee. Do I sound real American that way?
I don't even know what that sounded like.
Yeah, drop a comment, tell us where you're from. So yesterday
Let's move a little bit more because I feel like this flower on top of your head distracts me. So
let's go to the side.
Okay, great.
Because the flowers have to be there.
There. Wow.
So yesterday we talked about the importance of
We got Arizona.
Of needing more love, right? Like it really, there's one race and it's called the human race, and it doesn't matter like what what God you believe in, we all come from the same one, or it doesn't matter like what country you were born in, like we're all humans and we all desire the same things, which is basically love. However, I think that more often than not, like we expect to receive it, but we don't focus on giving it as much as we should. And that's because love starts in here. It starts from loving ourselves, right? And like unless you make it a priority to go on a self-loving journey, most of the time, like most people don't love themselves. So it's no wonder why all this shit is happening,
And then
so
that's also too where like then we seek validation and we let the beliefs of others affect our behaviors.
yeah. So just a reminder before we dive into today's topic that love starts with you and you're a leader. And so many people think about, wanting to do grandiose things, and we do too, and it's amazing. However, it starts with one person, and it's called you, right? So just a reminder for today, treat your body with love and respect, and treat yourself with love and respect. And with time, respect from others will be earned. But first, they're going to doubt you. Because guess what? Most people don't love themselves and they don't trust themselves. So they will expect the same thing from you, but it's up to you to show up. You're the only person who's in charge. So, I truly believe that the more we come together as a community and we do the right things, like the more it'll trickle down. But let's not focus on others. Let's start by focusing on ourselves. For as long as you did it for you today, then consider it a win. The more consistent you are with doing that, then the more you'll start to impact somebody else.
And can we all take a second to remember that anything that anybody says or does to you is a reflection of them. And so think about that on the other end is where anything that you say to somebody else or anything that you do or any way that you behave is a reflection of you. So it doesn't matter what somebody else did or said or whatever, the way in which you respond is a reflection of you. So if you have self-love, if you have self-respect, if you have courage, if you are generous, if you are loving and you approach situations with love and patience and understanding, then that is the best reflection that you can ever give. And imagine the contagious nature of that. You ever walk past somebody and they smile at you and you just want to smile because they smile? That's a natural human behavior. So when you act out of kindness, guess what you're going to receive? When you act out of love, regardless of the person, like yesterday I said, I'll respect every single person until you give me a reason to not respect you.
Amen.
Right? And again, I'm not going to be disrespectful, but I'll remove myself because I am not a disrespectful person. So I'm not going to behave disrespectfully, but I will not be present in the situation. So it all starts with you though. Remember, like the only reflection that you see guaranteed every single day, every single night, every time you get in the shower is you. Guaranteed. Nobody else. So who's the one that matters the most? Call it selfish. I would call it selfless. That you take the best care of you and that you become the best you that you can, even if it means sacrificing some other things. If your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your whoever is like, you don't care about me because you don't spend time with me because you'd rather go to the gym, out.
Yeah.
You got to take care of you.
And look, the ones who care don't matter and the ones who matter don't care. That's just truth.
And we'll say too, like, we don't give a shit what people say unless we give a shit about those people. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of people in the world. And based off of the fact that we are all individual, you think differently than I do, you think differently than we do, we all have different preferences, we all have different views of life, we all have different beliefs or religious systems or whatever, right? So not everybody's gonna see eye to eye, and that's okay, right? However, it's when we fight with each other that it's not okay. Because you are entitled to what you believe. It doesn't matter what your freedom of your country is. You're entitled to what you believe. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right? And so if somebody doesn't see eye to eye with you, then that person doesn't need to be in your life and you don't need to be in that person's life because you don't benefit each other. Mm-hmm. If somebody's not benefiting you, then you can also expect you're not benefiting them. So at that point, then it's a use of energy and time that is unnecessary or holding you back and holding them back, right? Yeah. So it's okay to remove yourself from people and not let what others say get to you unless you care about that person, right? If we do see eye to eye, if I do have respect for you, if we are similar and understanding in one another, I do care what you think. However, I also know that no matter what we say, mm-hmm. those who care about what you do and want to put their opinion on everything that you do don't matter. And those who matter to you don't care because they'll support you regardless because they care. Yeah. Because they matter. Anyways, you get it.
Amen.
Let's get to the subject.
So today we're going to talk about your transformation, and really there's 3 steps that are required to it, okay? And full transparency, it's simple, but easier said than done.
It's simple, but not easy.
But easier said than done. So drop a comment and tell us, what do you think is the first step that you have to take in order to basically achieve a transformation?
Are we talking about physical transformation?
Yeah.
Yeah, like physically make change to your body.
What's the first step? There's no right or wrong, like, so please, like...
There is a right or wrong. Don't be wrong.
Dr.
Seuss. Mindset. What do you mean?
So that's an element. That's not a step, but you're right. It's a very big element.
Like as big as the ocean. Make myself a priority. Change your mindset. What do we mean? How do we change it? Okay, change diet. Okay. Admitting there's an issue.
Julia!
There it is, baby! We call that, in one word,
awareness.
Awareness.
Step one is awareness.
Understanding that you need to move forward. And this is something that we know, we just don't think about, right?
Right.
We're aware. Like,
right.
My clothes don't fit. I'm very aware.
Yeah.
But you don't become aware of the fact that you are aware.
So how many people, like I want you to think, I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday, I want you to think about how many people you know in your life, right, who constantly keep on gaining weight. Maybe that was you until very recently, or maybe you're going through it right now. And you just found out about the page, and like most people are living in denial. Like drop a comment and say yes or no. Like if you know at least one person in your life who is living in denial with regards to their situation. Because like acknowledging something, becoming aware of the problem takes vulnerability. It's like, shit, my clothes don't fit. Or shit, I don't want to go to the beach because I don't want to put any shorts on. So many people. Exactly. So being numb to a situation is a short-term gain because it's not as painful, but it leads to long-term pain. Because if you're numb and you're avoiding confrontation, then you're not going to resolve the problem. So, nice work, Julia. Like, awareness is step one. So, like, anybody who's looking to achieve a transformation, whether you're working with us right now or not, like, write down in a piece of paper and, like, become aware of some of the issues that are happening. And this doesn't just have to apply to weight loss, by the way. It could be with regards to a lot of other things. It could be with regards to your career, your financial situation. Maybe it's like a relationship that, you kind of like got yourself sucked into. Like, become aware.
I would take it a step further and say become aware of the feelings associated with it.
In fact, I would love it if you guys were to drop a comment and, like tell us of one thing that you just became aware of with regards to your life that you want to change. Here's the thing. What is transformation? Transformation requires change with regards to anything.
It's when a cool car turns into a robot.
Yeah.
Transformers.
Short-term pain leads to long-term gain. Okay, so drop a comment and tell us what is one thing that, I was extremely lazy. Great. So Andy, what did you do to change that?
I think it's Andrea. Andrea.
Is it?
Andrea.
That carbs are not all bad. Yeah.
Jeanette is actually, so I just read something from Jeanette, which is amazing. She's in our transformation. And this goes in, yes, mindset, a lot of you guys said.
It's an element.
It's an element, but yes, so awareness of what's actually going on and the feelings associated with it. But Jeanette's in our raw transformation that we do a few times a year, and there's 3 different phases of nutrition, and she's like, man, I was waiting for those first 2 weeks to get over so I could go to phase 2, and she's like, man, I've been in phase 1 the whole time, and she's like, I thought maybe I would even skip phase 2 and just go to phase 3, and she's like, I've seen myself lean out, and I've been on phase 1 the whole time. I'm gonna get cozy in phase 1.
Good.
Yeah, baby.
Phase 1.
You better redneckinize.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
I love it when Mark's here, sending you a massive hug. Mark, when are we gonna go hike together?
You can go up more. There's a lot of stuff in here. So, Julie, I used to recognize things that push and then push them away so I wouldn't have to face them. And now I call myself out because it's the catalyst for change.
Ooh.
We push things away because it's uncomfortable. We're like,
yeah,
that's going to take work. That makes me feel things. I'm working to remove the scale from my routine. What's holding you back, Mark? Or what step are you on?
I think
okay.
he added something
I
else.
didn't use my day to my potential. I want to change my physical body, my career, my personal relationships, ability to hold healthy boundaries with myself and others. That food is not the enemy. I made excuses because I was afraid to be accountable. Man, I'm pretty sure we had that conversation. And just measure my progress and happiness based off of how I look and feel, not what the number on the scale say.
Amen.
Okay, Mark, what step are you on to get rid of that scale? I smashed it a few weeks back. Best thing I ever did. I think that was the video that I think she posted a video of that too. That
Phase 1 is life.
Phase 1 is life.
Yes.
Andrea. I changed my mindset, looked at myself in the mirror and said, stop being lazy. You're not going to get lean and healthy sitting in front of the TV. I gave myself a come to Jesus meeting, basically.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Big hugs back. Yes.
I'm creating healthier boundaries with all my relationships. Was lazy. Nothing holding me back but one thing. Putting it out there, the first step towards making it happen.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy. Nice.
Yes.
To the shed, the scale goes. Overcoming.
I love it. Oh man, this is so powerful. So, awareness is step 1. And the reason why most people avoid it is because I want you to think about this step like a fire that you're around, right? So like when you get closer to a fire, like you're feeling the heat, right? So like, you notice danger, right? So like most people choose to stay in their comfort zone and they take a step back to where they don't feel the heat of the flames, right? But like you have to just walk into the flames in order to get through the other side. Now, please don't try to do that physically. If
we don't
like
advise
literally,
you try this at home.
if you know what I mean, but I want you to think about you standing around a bonfire. Most people will
A fire bun?
Fire bun, yeah. Most people will stand around it like in a place that's, where they're cozy and comfortable, right? This is literally where society lives, right? Like, around the cozy and comfortable part.
Which you should do around a real fire.
But what you should do is you should walk towards the fire, and that is awareness. You're like, I'm feeling the heat.
This is a
and it's
hypothetical
uncomfortable.
safe fire.
Yeah. So, awareness is step 1. What do you guys think is step 2?
Step forward into growth, not back into safety.
Good.
You know why, too? I have this conversation with people on a daily basis, is that when we're uncertain, we have fear.
Right.
And this fear can fuel you if you learn to flex the muscle that is walking through the fire. But it can also stop you in your tracks if you haven't taken the first step. The first one's always the hardest. It's always the hardest. And once you do it, it's like a box jump. You ever go for a box jump and it's like so scary and you're like,
you've seen me do that.
Right? And then once you do it, you're like, and you're like, I got this. Right? It's confidence. So you have to build the confidence in stepping into the discomfort to where it becomes, I wouldn't even necessarily say easier, but more manageable and more second nature. So they're saying action is the next step. Commitment, awareness and action.
Come on, you guys are getting close. You guys are getting close.
Planning. So we got planning, action, commitment.
Okay, so I want you to think about it this way. First, right, like, let's say this is the fire right here, right? Everybody is taking a step back from it. You're taking one step forward, right? Like, you're noticing the heat, right? Now, when you took one step forward, what's happening now? Like, what happens in your brain? What's the first thing that goes through your brain when you take one step in front of everybody closer to that fire? Come on. Okay, so Andrea, you're close. Like you're like basically
Stop making
right there.
Excuses.
Okay, so pain is what are you doing in order to feel the pain? Like, what is that word? You are what? That it's hot. Run.
I think they understand. There's a word you're wanting them to say that they're not saying.
Yeah, okay. So the second step is acceptance. You're accepting that it's hot. You're like, shit, this is hot. Right? So like, you know, let's say let's say you've been trying to lose weight, but you've been on some kind of like crazy ass wedge diet, which is probably called keto or intermittent fasting, whatever. And the first thing that you notice, like, man, I hate the way that these pants feel, right? And then you button them up and you're like, shit, like they're not fitting, or they're fitting so tightly. I think it was, who was saying that yesterday? It's like, I felt like sausage in a casing.
Yeah, it was from the Inner Circle.
Yeah. You know, so
Amelia.
Yeah, like how she used to feel before.
Oh,
so, gosh. You know, so the first step is,
I call it a 10-pound shit in a 9-pound bag.
Yeah, you become aware of like you're feeling the fact that you are uncomfortable putting on the pants, and the second step is you accept it. Like, shit, I hate it. Or like, shit, the fire is really hot.
I think the most important part here is that you become accepting of the fact of where you're at and understanding that it's okay because you're starting from there and you're going to move forward. Mm-hmm. Right? So a lot of times we just want to get down on ourselves, and then that downness creates more action that has set us back to what got us there. Right? So instead of focusing, then we're transitioning, we're switching a focus, we're accepting that we are where we are, right? We're acknowledging it, and then we're saying, okay, like, this is where I'm at. I can still love me. That's cool. But the me that I love is just about to get better, right?
So I think with acceptance comes like just, man, I had a word. So most people, right, like I want you to, this would relate especially to somebody who has more weight to lose, right? So many times people take a step back because they realize how long the journey actually is.
It doesn't even have to be with a lot of weight loss. For example, it doesn't matter, to be honest. So for one, I've never wanted to lose 100 pounds consecutively, right? I've lost probably 100 pounds within my life, but, you know, gained and lost, right? So It doesn't matter. Like if you want to lose 15 pounds or you want to lose, and you've been struggling for 10 years with it back and forth, battling food, or if you want to lose 100 pounds, the feeling and the mental and emotional exhaustion of that try, fail is exhausting, right? It's so tiring. And I think that the feeling is the same. The details are just different, right?
Yeah.
The numbers are different. So it's like knowing that, either like I have a really long journey ahead of me, or I've been trying this for a long time and I've been struggling, I think it's a lack of belief, a lack of self-belief because of the past experiences.
Yeah, but the reality is that the journey is long for everybody. It's a journey full of destinations, right? We're on the journey too. We're way ahead than most people, but we're on the journey. What, you think we're just gonna stop?
But we've walked through multiple fires.
Right. So I feel like so many times, and that's why it requires courage. It requires courage to achieve a full transformation, and that's why seeking short, fast, easy is wrong. Because you're looking for a way out. You're not accepting the reality of it. So you keep on living in a lie. And when you live in a lie, guess what? You half-ass everything. And when you half-ass everything, you half-ass your results.
Well,
so you spend your life half-assing your results, having tried everything, having reached nowhere.
Well, it's like when people get surgeries thinking that like, when I lose weight, the problem will go away. If the problem was just the weight, you would already be happy with yourself.
Yep.
The problem is not the weight. The problem is how you feel about you. And that is also probably why you've gotten to where you are. It's about self-respect. Right? And when you respect yourself, you don't eat Costco's chocolate chip muffins for breakfast every day.
Regardless of how good they taste.
Unless you actually don't know that those are not good for you.
I'm pretty sure that anybody...
When I was a kid, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I didn't know anything about nutrition, right? I'm just like, these taste good.
Because, hey, you were missing step one when you were a kid. You were not aware. Kids are unaware.
Right. So if you're aware and you choose, which most adults are, and if you are looking to lose weight, you've probably done enough research on your own that you know what kind of foods are better for you and what kinds aren't. And if you continue to put the hot Cheetos and cronuts and what's another really tasty thing that we eat all the time?
Do we eat it all the time?
No, as humans, like as a culture.
What, tacos, whatever, burgers, fries.
Yeah. Anyways, soda, whatever. You can look at it as a form of like self-disrespect. Now, I'm not saying that those things you should never ever have, because yes, there are things in life, man-made, that are enjoyable, that we should enjoy and find balance in. But if it's a constant on one end or another, even extreme, even like never enjoying, depriving yourself completely, you've gone completely the other way, right? So and the only thing, this is how you know when you're in a good place. If you are truly, genuinely happy with what your body looks like, with how your clothes fit, with where you're at in life, with what your relationships feel like, with, how you speak to yourself, how you feel like when you wake up, how you perform during a day. If you feel like laying in bed all damn day, you're not happy with yourself. Something is off. If you can be 200 pounds and genuinely happy. Right? Nobody can tell you what makes you happy, but if you're not, there needs to be awareness of something, acceptance of it, and then what?
What do you guys think?
What's number 3?
You need to acknowledge the problem. So first, you become aware, then you accept, then you acknowledge that there is a problem. Now, what is the problem, right? Is the problem the fact that you're impatient? So you keep on messing around with the wrong things? Or is the problem the fact that you don't know how to love yourself? So you keep on sabotaging yourself every time you start seeing progress? I know that a lot of you guys in the room can relate to that. Sabotaging yourself once you've gone to a good place. Anybody who sabotages themselves once they've gone to a good place, your problem is not that you don't know how to eat. Nutrition, most of the time, especially for health conscious people, that's not your problem. You haven't learned to love yourself enough. So you keep sabotaging yourself. What?
I think that 2 and 3 are very similar.
They are very similar.
I'm curious to know the difference in your mind.
Between accept and acknowledge?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you become aware, you're living in the now. You're like, right now I'm feeling the fact that my pants don't fit. Like you embrace yourself in it, right? Acceptance is internal, right? And acknowledgement is external. So that's when you go out of your way to do something. You acknowledge, okay, this is what I need to do.
I have to challenge you to take that third step a bit further, because
Okay.
the word acknowledge means to accept or admit the existence of a truth. This is real and raw and live. Like we don't practice this shit first.
She's calling me out.
You've called me out and I'll call her out, but we're here to serve you, and so it becomes a discussion at this point.
Here's the thing, they're all intertwined. And basically here's what I'm trying to get at with this is that you have to confront the situation as is and feel all the things right now when you're in a place that is not in alignment with your full potential, right? And that's why humans, we always strive for progress, right? Because we know that we can do better. And it's not just within weight loss, it's with regards to marriage, relationships, career, finances, anything, right? First, if you're not where you're capable of truly being, you have to accept the situation, right? You have to take it in and acknowledge that, okay? And then there's gonna need to be an internal switch, okay? So the switch starts from within, and then the action that happens is external. So basically what I'm trying to get at with that is that in order for you to achieve a transformation, you have to accept what's happening. You have to be present, you have to dwell in it for a second, because if there is no negative emotion associated with it, guess what? We keep on saying it every single time. Your brain is wired to stay in your comfort zone. That's one thing that we mastered. So you will stay in the comfort zone unless you're feeling some kind of a negative emotion that's going to drive you to take action. However, in order for a transformation, especially a sustainable transformation to happen, this switch has to happen internally first, when everybody is seeking for the external. But in order to achieve the external, the internal has to happen first. And guess what? For some of you guys, it requires unlearning a lot of things and learning things from the beginning. And that's why stressing over how long this is going to take is completely irrelevant. And the only thing that has to be focused is basically, what do I need to do in order to become? That's all I got. Does that make more sense?
So basically, here's the thing also, you'll learn English is Sarit's second language. So there are times where I know what she's trying to say, but if you grew up speaking English, then the way that she says it's not going to come out the way she means it. And so I'm here to translate those things. Now, Basically, an external transformation, which is what oftentimes our focus is on, cannot happen until you have the first two steps. Come to Jesus and feel it. Like, get real with yourself. What is the truth? And what is the feeling that's associated with where you're at, right? Then accept the fact that that's where you are. And then, yes, I would say at that point, take action. However, not the action that you're used to taking, which is change 9,000 things at one time. What's the first step? One thing that you can change. Maybe it's just your language. Maybe you don't even change anything about your nutrition, anything about your fitness. You don't need to go to the gym 9 days a week. You don't need to stop eating carbs for the rest of your life. Maybe it's just speaking kinder to yourself and being consistent with that. This thing takes a while. Like, imagine, it's a journey. And if you do it right, yes, it takes a while. But you think Warren Buffett got as much money as he had overnight? Dude's like 900 years old.
Took him over 50 years.
Right? So no great thing worth having happens overnight. It doesn't matter if, oh, I didn't know who Jay-Z was, and now, oh, he's everywhere. Yet Jay-Z put in a lot of fucking time that nobody else saw. Or whoever you want to see as successful put in a lot of time when nobody was watching and kept going when shit was hard. Right?
And focused on one thing at a time.
One thing at a time, right? And master the one thing. What is your one thing right now? Like, I would love to see in the comments, and make it simple. Don't make it complicated. Oh, one thing, I need to cut out sugar. If you eat sugar every day.
If that's what you think, then you're actually wrong, because that will mean that you need to.
It depends.
Not eat fruit.
It depends on where they're at in their journey, right?
Sure.
It all depends. However, most of the time, the one thing that we can begin changing has to be a very simple step. Why? Because when you take a simple step and you win over and over and over, imagine the confidence that's built. Right? If you want to build a pyramid, you got to lay one brick down. You can't put the top brick on and be like, ta-da! Right? So, and it doesn't seem difficult. Laying the foundation is the easiest part. Easiest from a physical standpoint, right? Like, but because you don't have to, place on top of other bricks and make sure that the balance of it is right and everything, right? You just lay it down. You're like, okay, make sure the bricks are all touching and they're in whatever, right? As you get higher and higher up, you got to be more specific. But if you try to get really specific in the very beginning, it's going to crumble every time. And you've probably already experienced that multiple times. So what is one simple thing you can do? Maybe it's just getting the right amount of water in every day. Maybe it's just going for a 20-minute walk every day. But whatever it is, you got to commit to it and do it consistently. What do we got? Go more. I want to see what their first steps are.
Is it normal to keep flipping your switch on every day?
I don't know what that means.
Well, you have to.
I don't know what that means, though.
And it's not normal, and that's why most people don't do it, because the normal is the average, and the average doesn't do it, and that's why they're always stuck.
I need to speak kinder to myself. Great, Laura, make a post.
Yep.
I need to cut out beer. Andrea, I think that we're...
No,
we're
that's
on
Andy. That's not Andrea.
Oh,
I saw
okay.
that Andy. So, Andy...
No, it's Andrea, she said.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think we're on that one, yeah?
Yeah. What?
Like, got her covered on that? Or no?
That's not Andrea, I'm telling you, because
there's multiple
See,
Andreas.
Andrea Ramos.
Yes, I get it. You're talking about different Andreas. Okay, great. So here's the thing. Make a post on the Erin Sarit page and get very clear about it. Now look, if you have 12 beers a week and you try to go to 0, you're going to fail yourself.
Yeah. So it depends on where you're at.
One step.
Don't think the staircase. Think about your next step.
Think about this. If you wouldn't want to do it for the rest of your life, don't start with it now.
Because you're not ready for it.
Like, absorb that for a second.
And that's why you guys need coaching.
Hold on. Absorb that for a second. We're coaching them for free right now. You're welcome. One step. If you wouldn't want to do it for the rest of your life, do not start there now. You're not ready. You got to earn that shit. Right? Taking my rest day.
Great. When?
Quit drinking Red Bull. Goes with the same principle.
Quitting is too much. Because if you say you have to quit, then you're doing a lot of something.
Depends.
And going from a lot of something to nothing.
If you're having one Red Bull a day, then you can quit.
Sure.
Right? One step. The only thing that started my journey to health was eating really nutritious breakfast every single day. Great. I need to show up. What does that mean? I need to prove to myself that I can consistently show up for little things. Okay, like going for a walk. Great. How long of a walk are you going to do? Commit to it. How many days a week are you going to do it? If you're doing 0, don't say 7. My first step is a positive self-talk. Smash the negative. Okay, what are you going to do, Julia, every time you find negative self-talk? What are you going to do? You're going to write it down, cross it out, be like, you don't own me, switch it. Tell myself you can do this. Don't give up. Okay, and eat more veggies. Great. Eat more veggies is the action step. That's what we're going to go for. How many? How many do you commit to? Make a commitment, dudes and dudettes.
Dudes and dudettes.
Make a commitment. Like how much? You say, oh, I'm going to eat more veggies. That means nothing to your brain.
Get specific AF.
Commit to something, right? Like, I'm going to have X number of servings of veggies every day. Or, I'm going to eat the same number of veggies, but I'm not going to put butter on them every day. Haven't had a Red Bull in over 2 weeks.
Nice.
I hope that's nice. I hope you didn't go from 10 to 0, but...
Consistency with eating throughout the day. Great.
Well, it was epic.
Yep.
That's awesome. 15 minutes of something active every day. Perfect. I'm Andrea Lewis.
Oh, okay. Hi, Andrea Lewis. Love it. Today's Andrea Tuesday.
Oh my gosh. So you guys get it, right? Like,
wait, somebody said something. They were asking us a question. Simply, waking up at a specific time consistently. Yeah. Consistency is key.
Do my nighttime routine daily.
Epic.
Yeah, so you guys are getting it, right? If you struggle or you feel like you don't know if you're going to be able to follow through with that, make a post on the Erin and Sarit page and commit to everyone else and then follow up.
Yep. Step one.
Public accountability, baby.
Become aware.
All right.
Aware of the problem. Get vulnerable with it, baby. Otherwise, you're going to keep on living in the lie, staying where everybody else is, like 10 feet away from the bonfire singing Kumbaya instead of walking into the fire and say, bitch, you don't own me. But
Do you like how she says bonfire?
How do you say it? Bonfire.
How do you spell that?
Bonfire.
Okay. You're saying it like bunfire, like your buns, a bunfire.
Whatever.
I love it.
Anyways, so, if there was a bit of a misunderstanding in the middle of this, I think we've gained some clarity, and my apologies if there was some kind of misunderstanding like halfway through this. However, we made some progress today. Remember, progress starts with you and ends with you. Okay? So many people are focusing on trying to change other people. Meanwhile, they are not even trying to change themselves because they haven't committed.
So lastly, we have a community builder challenge with prizes for first place and second place. And if you loved anything about this, if you made a comment, that means that you were enjoying this to some degree. And so we ask that you participate in our community builder challenge by sharing this video and tagging us in it. And then also inviting as many friends that you know will benefit, friends, family, whoever, your dog's Facebook account. I know that he has one, you know, as long as he'll benefit. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Share this, tag us in it, invite as many friends that you know will benefit to our Erin and Sarit Facebook group page. And first place is getting the X Endurance Lean Plus, which we posted about on the Facebook page. I will also, I didn't see a link for it. I just saw a photo. So I'll also post a link so you guys can read more about it if you want to, whatever. It's designed to promote fat loss. It's actually something that I tested on myself because I had to see. And I actually have before and after. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's for free. So the X Endurance Lean Plus and a 30-minute coaching call. Okay, strategy session. And second place is getting the coaching call / strategy session for 30 minutes. Cool? So share, tag us, invite friends to the Erin Sarit public Facebook page. We're keeping track of these things. So
we are grateful for helping us to support our mission of transforming the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed ours. Yes, our mission is big and bold, and it starts with us, just like anything else. So please participate in this challenge. We want to reward you, or even yet just participate for the sake of helping out, because I'm pretty sure that this is what this is all about by the end of the day. So if you found this valuable, do us a favor, take 10 seconds out of your precious time. We take at least 45 minutes for you every single day, because we are on a mission to help your community. However, only through you we can get through your community. So if you found any value, just give us 10 seconds of your time. Of course, the more effort you put into this, the more we want to reward you, because we appreciate your time and we appreciate you showing up and listening to our show. Thank you for showing up. Keep showing up today. We will see you tomorrow at 6:30.
take your one step. We'll see you tomorrow.